Psalms 2 and 7. Next chapter. Psalm chapter 2 and verse number 7. Bring it out. I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. See, the Lord said, all you gotta do is ask of me, and I will give you the heathen for an inheritance. When you got a child, right, he's your firstborn, and you pass, he gets your inheritance. The Lord is telling you that you can have these heathen for an inheritance. Meaning when you wake up and you want somebody to go get your damn sheep and cut it up and get it ready for you and cook it up and have it done for you by this time, they got to do that for you because they're working for you now. You don't got to go work for them no more. Read. And the uttermost parts of the earth, they're going to give you the uttermost parts of this earth. There's going to be brothers that got a whole damn city to themselves, man. You don't know. You don't know what the Lord going to give you. But if you endure to the end, you're going to find out. Christ said that my Father got many mansions waiting on you. Many mansions. But are you going to try to earn that mansion, or are you just going to stay lukewarm out here? Are you going to stay still out here and just not do anything for the Most High God? Are you going to believe that the Most High God is just going to count on your faith without your works? Well, if you read, the Bible says faith without works is dead, my brothers, my sisters. You got to go hard out here for the Most High God, man. That I yield. God, man. We're going to close out with that, man. Give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat.
Yeah. Shalom, everyone. Oh, Shabbat Shalom, Salakia. Let me set things up. Depending on where you are in the world right now, it's a lot going on. See, I got the San Francisco background. There's earthquakes in San Francisco, fires in California, blizzards down south, ice throughout the rest of the country. And here we are. All right, light my incense. Together, celebrating the Sabbath, our day of rest. All praise to the Most High for another week. But let's get started, okay? There's a lot going on, so let's talk about it. First, before we start, first and foremost, I'm gonna say Fair Use Act, Fair Use Act. This video is protected by the Fair Use Act. It is a teaching lesson, thus being protected by the Fair Use Act. If you didn't know, even though Esau makes up these laws, doesn't mean he follows them, okay? Shouldn't be getting strikes, so forth and so on, for using so-called copyrighted material. But when it comes to the Fair Use Act, should be able to do that. But we shall see. Yesterday, Mark Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan. The clips of him on Joe Rogan came out, and he was talking about how the Biden administration made them take down anything that was contrary towards the jab. If you said anything, your video was taken down. He was talking about pretty much like he was a victim and all this. But only reason he's coming out and saying that is because Donald Trump's about to be president in 10 days, and he's going to get all that information and all those classified materials talking about their manipulation of the American people to take the Operation Warp Speed jab, and maybe they'll have some information regarding adverse effects. If you talked about any adverse side effects, your video is taken down, you're given a strike, kicked off the platform, whatever. So everything that's done in the dark is now coming to light. And that goes with them, the so-called elitist, billionaires of the planet of the United States, and it goes with civilians as well. The Most High is exposing a lot in these last days. Okay. Khan, all praises. Um, so let's start with Psalm chapter 146. DJ, how do you pronounce it?
Shikanya.
Jecania, all praises. Shalom, King. So we're gonna start talking about, what's going on, what's happening throughout the four corners, major prophecy, major judgments taking place on a daily basis, and we're going to talk about it. All right. Let's start with Psalm chapter 146 and verse 6.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 146, and verse 6. When all have to say, come. Verse 6. Which made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that therein is, which keepeth truth forever.
Chaasadyah, I got the wrong 146. Let me see. Con. Let me see something. My bad, y'all. Must have got my numbers mixed up. But read that again, since there's no such thing as a bad scripture. You bring that out.
Come. Want me to go to 5 or just start at 6?
Verse 6 is good.
Come. Psalm 146, verse 6. Which made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that therein is, which keepeth truth forever.
Con. So, okay. Now I know what I did. 147. 147 verse 6.
Come, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 6. The Lord lifteth up the meek. He casteth the wicked down to the ground.
So the meek of the earth, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, is the meek of the earth. He's lifting us up in these last days, and the wicked is being cast down. The border of wickedness would be the Edomites. But also, our people that are joined to these Edomites, that love these Edomites, that love the other nations at the expense of their own people, are being cast down as well. All right. And you look at what happened in LA, and you're thinking, oh man, I hope it ain't our people, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, the Most High knows exactly who to protect, who to get out of the midst of a firestorm, and who not to, And this is a time of judgment. It's not just like the judgment on the Egyptians. Everybody's getting judged. Everybody has, a stake in all this, meaning that, the other nations, you know what I'm saying? And, judgment will begin at the house of God. All right. Let's go to Genesis chapter 13 and verse 12. Here we are living in this wicked, diabolical nation and picking up a lot of its attributes, its negative attributes. So if you do as thou wilt, you can do whatever you want, the Bible is a suggestion, maybe I'll honor the Sabbath, maybe I won't, maybe I'll figure out what the new moon is, maybe I won't. A lot of that goes on in America, and you see the judgments that take place during America. You can't even really tie it down, from the hurricanes that hit Florida and North Carolina, the president saying we'll give you guys $700. You lost everything. Every $700 couldn't pay one bill, for the most part, when you pay your phone bill for the next couple months. America's getting judged. And all praises to the Most High. This is what we ask for. It's what we pray for, So when it happens, can't be, oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm stuck. Hey, everybody pray for Florida. Pray for California, Now, I'm not saying don't pray for the Israelites down there, but that whole, you pray for everybody. I hope everybody's fine. The Most High said everybody's not going to be fine. So you going praying against prophecy is going backwards. Okay. Let's bring that out. Genesis 13, verse 12.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 13 and verse 12. Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan.
Can you
Canaan.
a little bit, speak up a little bit? Or maybe get close to the phone. Con.
How do I sound now?
Con, that's good.
Book of Genesis, chapter 13 and verse 12. Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent toward Sodom.
Con, go ahead.
But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly.
Con, so you look at, this is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, far exceeding wickedness of other nations. America goes too far. You know what I mean? They'll kill thousands of their own people to get a bill passed, and no problem, and will sleep like a baby at night. Every incoming president knows this. They have access to these documents. They know what their job is. It's not to make to build up this country. It's tearing down the people so they need you, right? So you'll join their wars. They'll leave you to the brink of starvation, and they know you'll do whatever you ask. You know what I mean? But in the mind state outside this country, I think like this land is the land of milk and honey. Like there's gold in the pavements, things of that nature. You know what I mean? Manipulation. So that's what America does. It's exceedingly evil. So why wouldn't something like this happen? You know what I mean? And you get to see the dramatic pictures of people's last moments. People like, oh wow, do you see that video where there's fire on each side and the guy's filming? I'm like, yeah, but I'm thinking, I don't think he made it out. You know what I'm saying? Like that might have been the last thing he ever did, because the fire will get you afterwards, but it's the smoke. So all that smoke from them wildfires, you're not breathing in oxygen, and eventually you pass out, and then the fire will overtake you.
It's nuts, man.
So we're seeing things that are, I've never seen before. You know what I mean? I heard about the Chicago fire. I don't know, it's 1910 or whenever that, the 1800s. I'm not sure when it happened. Matter of fact, I look it up, but that seemed like a devastating fire. But nothing like this in my lifetime I've seen. But we think about California. What do you think about? Homosexuality, lesbianism. You know what I mean? Transgenderism. They passed a bill where the children can opt out to be a boy or opt out to be a girl, and they don't have to tell the parents. And if you tell the parents don't accept it, then that's child abuse. So these are recent things that California came up with, keeping the Bible out of schools, keeping God out of California. So when things like this happen, it's only, if we're paying attention, it's only a matter of time for the Most High has a judgment like this. And it continues on because these so-called Santa Ana winds are going to increase Saturday into Sunday. And they're also going to increase next week as well. So it's not over by far. Okay. Let me see about the Chicago fire and what year that happened. of course, there's a show called Chicago Fire, so let me get past that. Um, the Great Chicago Fire happened October 8th through the 10th, 1871. The fire killed approximately 300 people, destroying roughly 3.3 square miles, including 17,000 structures, and left more than 100,000 residents homeless. So that's a historical event, and it happened in 1871. This is happening today, and all those things, as far as the structures are going, people evacuating. I think it was 180,000 so far evacuated. People are coming back to nothing, rubble, ash. That's pretty much happening in our lifetime, along with everything else that's happening, as far as the wars and rumors of wars. Iran right now is having war games and discussing striking Israel. So it's not just the fire, it's everything else on top of it as well. Okay, we try to break that down as best as possible. Let's go to Genesis chapter 19 and verse 6. So we're all aware of the time we're living in, all aware, Most High willing, that this is the end times that the Most High was talking about. But let's bring that out. Genesis 19, verse 6.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after them. Salaki after him.
So he went out, shut the door. Hold on. You know, don't look what's in my living room right now. Go ahead.
And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly.
So that's what HOI LA does when they go out on, Hollywood Boulevard and say, do not so wickedly. The things that you're doing, chill, because you're not going to like the reaction that the Most High gives you, you know? And we see them, people walking by, they're staggering, they're, drunk off liquor, money, power, you know what I mean? Coming from the Hollywood Hills and hanging out on Hollywood Boulevard and, you know, um, very proud, very proud. The videos I seen, Elder Zabak, um, you know, prophesying on Hollywood Boulevard and everybody on HOI LA. Very proud. And now it's dropped down to the bottom, from the top to the bottom. You look at the mansions, uh, there's MTV Cribs and Lifestyles of Rich and Famous, and they're like, look at this. This is my countertop. It's made from Italian marble. I imported. You know what I mean? It cost me $4 million, and this light bulb, I got it from France. It's from the 1700s. Like everything in their house was just you know uh made for extravagance and just um over the top, you know what I'm saying? And look how fast everything just went to nothing. Look how fast it went down to um zero, to dust. It was a point in time where people were looking down at the homeless over there in LA, and now the millionaires in LA are now homeless. Look how fast the Most High brought them down and humbled them. It was said, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So now you got Reese Witherspoon, probably on Skid Row, looking like, hey, do you think I can get in that tent with you? You know? Now, not saying Reese don't have nothing in the bank, okay? But another curveball is that State Farm canceled insurance policies months before this happened. Now, the conspiracy theorists, people that think everything's a conspiracy, was like, man, the insurance companies got together with the laser satellites from Elon Musk and then burned down LA because the what do you say? The Olympics is coming soon. Do you know what I'm saying? The Olympics is on its way, so they want that land and all this other stuff, right? But when you talk to, you know, the reason why this happened, Chaasadyah. The reason why this happened with the insurance companies is because the amount that they charge for the premium is capped. So you might have a $60 million mansion and you can only pay a certain amount of money a month because, that's the way the rules, the bills that they made. So the insurance company's like, hold up, if you're only paying, say, I'm just throwing this out there, $1,000 a month for insurance, right? And your house is worth $60 million. So if your house burns down, you only put in X amount of money towards this $60 million house. The insurance is losing money because the prices in California are just astronomical. You know what I mean? There's some of the most expensive real estate on the planet. So with that being said, they cancel people's policies. So people are going, oh, maybe they cancel my policy. I'll get it next month. I'll figure something out. I'm shopping around for insurance here in California. Now your house burns down. Not even your house, your neighborhood burns down. This is a time of judgment. Okay. So that's what HOI says. Don't do so wickedly. Stop. Repent. Come back to the law, statutes, commandments. We're in the last days. Bad things are going to happen. And who can expected this? The Santa Ana winds coming in at the same time, forest fire in January and burning up whole neighborhoods, expensive neighborhoods. Right now, Brentwood, where OJ allegedly, you know, hacked up Esau, that's about to be burned down. That's about to be on fire as well. So these $1 million homes, putting up the riches on earth rather than in heaven. And right now it's backfiring, you know. Con, you get James 5, verse 4. Con, you want to break that down too, Gubar? If you can. If if you're not
Con.
noise in the background. Con, all praises.
This is the book of James, chapter 5, and verse 4. Behold, the hiring of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of
Right.
you.
So who so we the laborers, right? So we all the slaves back then that we labored so much and they didn't pay us our money. They didn't pay our forefathers money. They just took all the work that we done and just kept. They didn't pay us. They just kept all the money, and what they did, build up their mansions. Right, guys?
Which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped and are entered into the ears of the Lord of Shabbat.
Right. So all the work that we did for them, all the labor that we did, they took all the money. They spent it on their high expensive mansions. They living good. You got people on the news talking about all the memories they got in their homes, right? But what happened to the people who built up this country? What happened to the Israelites? You know what I'm saying? We ain't get none of our pay for none of that work. So the Lord just burnt it all down. Because what was it kept back by fraud?
Con, the water, excellent precept, excellent breakdown. And it reminded me of something that happened over there. They have eminent domain over there. Like around here, our eminent domain, we have nice neighborhoods building up, and they're like, oh, looks like we need a highway to go right through your neighborhood. And they did that in multiple so-called black neighborhoods. They did that also over there, and that's like not lakeshore, ocean front property. And it was a family, that owned land there and, the neighborhoods and stuff like that. And they just took it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we need this for whatever reason. They just make up something. And now you see those $1 million mansions being built over that plot of land. And those are the ones that got caught on fire. You got James Woods that was talking crazy about Gaza. You know what I mean? Really the hell with Gaza. We understand that. But like, oh yeah, those bombs hit perfectly on he's commenting on pictures of like women crying and rubble in the background, and he's pretty much laughing. It didn't take long for him to get humbled. Now his house is burned down. His neighbor's house is burned down. Reese Witherspoon, Tom Hanks, Paris Hilton. Who else? Comedians. Think about the producers, that put black men in dresses and you're the first one to die. The black man's always the first one to die in every scary movie. These Hollywood producers that live out there, those are the people's houses that are burnt down. It's a very exclusive neighborhood, as they say. But they didn't have any water to stop the fire. The Most High has levels of this. Like he started with the water, like he understood that this was going to happen, you know what I mean? Because he's the one pulling the strings. But everything that happens as a result that you can't even put out the fire, that the Santa and the winds hit the perfect time, and right now that it's going to gust up again. You know what I mean? God's doing all this. All right, so we gotta, you know, give all thanks, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai that He's hearing our prayers and destroying our enemies. Okay, and make your election sure that when bad things happen around you, that you're going to be protected. You know, don't wait. It's a lot of people that waited. They're like, oh, I'll be all right. Yeah, oh, the Israelites. Yeah, I heard about them. I'll figure something out. But then now all the fire's coming in, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, God. Wait a minute. Where you at? What's his name? Yahushua, Yahweh, Yahuwah. You know, you gotta think ahead. You know what I mean? Plan ahead so you don't run into these situations.
Hey, Shalaki King,
Khan, go ahead, bring it
as,
out.
as you mentioned eminent domain,
Mm-hmm.
I was briefly looking into that, just randomly. And it is so wicked how Esau has, how eminent domain has affected our people, like really crazy. Eminent domain pretty much says, the government can use this power to use your property for, government use or whatever the case is. But many of our people were never compensated. They're supposed to compensate you based on the property they take from you. And yeah, we were not compensated. They would just take what black people had. They may have had cities, businesses, you name it, and it was just totally just taken from them, no compensation whatsoever. Even property that was given to them by the government. So some people were given, the 40 acres and a mule thing. Some people were given property, never 40 acres, but even where they were given things and they were building it up, the government just came in and take it. Yeah. So just wanted to share that.
Khan. Yeah, that's an important thing to remember because if being born, whatever year you're born, you don't really know what happened in the past unless somebody tells you. That's why the scriptures say, ask thy fathers and they shall tell you. You know, um, if you leave it up to Esau and going to school, you'll never eminent domain. What is that? You know, and you will think that our people just always had nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like we were always in the ghetto, we was always in the hood, we was always struggling. But that's not the case. We had things, we had businesses like Shemai was bringing out. We had our own house that you could pass down through your generation instead of growing up in an apartment or growing up we're having to pay rent that you never own it. Do you know what I'm saying? There was a point in time where we owned our land, we owned everything, but they took it from us. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? The Most High gonna take from them, and you see it. You know, all those cars abandoned. Think about it. Abandoned cars. You put everything in your car because like, all right, let's get this. Let's get the pictures. All right, let me get my jewelry. You know what I mean? Like whatever you're getting, that's you feel that's important that you can just carry with you. You put in your car, and then you gotta abandon the car and run on foot. You know what I'm saying? You can imagine these $1 million Edomites running down the street. Like somebody needs to help me. I'm me. Why is nobody helping me? Well, everybody else is you too. Everybody else is wealthy and well off, and they need help too. Now they're sleeping in cots and you know, in like Red Cross uh areas and stuff like that. You know what I mean? This is really a sharp fall to the bottom, and it's only going to get worse. Now, what's going to happen? How's the weather going to be now that there's think about it. Back in It's times where you know the Most High is working because he'll do something destructive, and then there'll be buckets of rain, all day. So, or buckets of snow, you know what I'm saying? Or huge earthquakes, a tsunami, just to take all those ashes of the house and bring them out into the ocean. God's not done yet. It's far from over. All right, let's get Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 11. Brothers is like, yo, this is going to happen. Bad things going to happen. I need for you to repent. Like, man, whatever. What are you talking about? Power Rangers. Was that the Bible? What Bible you reading? Didn't the white man write that book? Brothers trying to explain stuff, break it down, timelines, everything. And people just don't want to hear. Now something major happens. Now it's apocalyptic. Now it's catastrophic. Now you want to listen. What were they talking about again? Let me see let me go back in the archives, you know? But some people still would double down on their wickedness, and the Most High is going to keep judging them. He's going to keep hardening their hearts and keep getting judged. Let's bring that out. Ezekiel 33, verse 11.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 11. Saying to them, as I live, saith the Lord God, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn ye from your evil ways, for why will ye die, O house of Israel?
So, the Most High is not the one that I want to kill everybody, but how about you listen? How about you pay attention? How about you do something as easy as not do anything on the Sabbath from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown? Just don't do anything. Read some scriptures, relax. Can you do that? Some people can't even do that. So what's God, what do they expect God to do? He's a God of judgment. So this is judgment. It not having water to put out the fire. Now they're turning on each other. We're gonna talk about that too. The confusion that's happening with Esau. They don't have it all together. You know what I mean? They keep talking about DEI hires, all these DEI hires. Well, the people that are in charge aren't DEI hires. They're Edomites. So how come Gavin Newsom can't get it together to stop forest fires or to prevent them in some way? To have a plan at least, or to even have water. So these aren't quote DEI hires, they're Edomite hires. And they're tearing down the country. You know? Uh Biden isn't a DEI hire, but every dollar that comes from the taxpayers goes straight to Ukraine or Israel. Not touching North Carolina, Florida, now LA. Places that have been decimated by the power and strength of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All that tax dollars going straight out the window. All right. But let's get Jonah. Let's get Jonah chapter 3. 1 second. Yeah, Jonah chapter 3, verse 9. Bubakshar.
This is the book of Jonah, chapter 3 and verse 9. Who can tell if God would turn and repent and turn away from his fierce anger that we perish not?
You know, people were waiting to the last minute to repent. Waiting for the Most High, to show his strength and then say, and then, oh, my bad, I apologize. Might be a little late by then. The Santa Ana winds are already blowing in. The forest fire has already started. January forest fire. The water's already dry. So the best time to repent is now. Let's get speaking of somebody said something. Okay. Let's get Psalm chapter 49, verse 11. Thinking of eminent domain. Thinking of Paris Hilton got rich off of a sex tape. Well, I mean, obviously she's from the Hilton dynasty, but got known throughout, America and the world through their through a sex tape. You know what I'm saying? So think about the wickedness that goes on in these mansions. You know what I mean? We look at if you ever watched, shows about the mansions and stuff like that, you see they rarely have anything to do with the Most High God. If anything, religious, they'll have Buddha. They'll have a Buddha statue up. But think about it. This is Hollywood. You know what I mean? Children go missing. Seances and Ouija boards and talking with the dead, necromancy, all that takes place in Babylon, but especially in Hollywood and over there with the rich Edomites, the wealthy Edomites. They already turned their life over to Satan. They already know who their allegiance lies to. That's why they're always throwing up the 666, always throwing up their Illuminati gang signs, you know what I'm saying? The devil's horns. These are the people that are throwing these signs up that we watch on YouTube, like, oh man, that's wicked. That's where they live. And that's what the Most High hit. California has a huge economy, an economy that's bigger than most countries in the world. And the Most High just had sent a destroying fire right through that place, man. Still, it's not over with. You know what I mean? We're talking about like it's done. This thing's still moving. They're like 0% contained over here, 10% contained over here. So, the way the winds are whipping, they don't know which way to go. Okay. Let's bring that out. Psalm chapter 49, verse 11.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
They kick Gad off of the land and then rename it by something. Sometimes they be slick and name it something by Gad. You know what I mean? Delaware. That's different. Mississippi. These are places of tribes of Gad. Over there in California. They said, oh, everybody, you got to get out of here. We found gold, so you got to leave. Anytime they find anything, any resource, they kick Gad off the land. Mute your phone. They kick Gad off the land. Okay. And their inward thoughts is that they'll always be here. You know what I mean? There's nobody gonna take us off here, man. This is my $60 million mansion. They have a video, $35 million mansion going up in smoke, up in flames. Total loss. Will insurance cover everything? That's another thing, right? People are mad people were saying Luigi was a hero when he gunned down the insurance CEO. Now, and some of them were probably like, why are they, just because he had money, that doesn't mean he's a mean person and because they're rich, right? Now the shoe's on their foot. I just bought a $35,000 Rolex. I got the receipt. Well, matter of fact, I don't have the receipt because it was burned up in the house. But I had one. They're like, well, can't find it. We're not gonna give you anything for that. We'll give you what we want to give you. They have $200 million in assets and they get a check for $50,000. How's that gonna feel? It's a long fall to the bottom. Khan, talk to the brothers over there, over in LA, like, nah, we cool. The ghetto's all right. You know what I'm saying? The hood is fine. Brentwood and the places that if you were walking by and, the cops seen you, what are you doing here? Where are you from? Are you supposed to be around here, boy? One of those places, they're the ones that got torched. All praise and honor to Yahweh Shem Mashiach Yahushua.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah.
Shalom.
Shalom, Elder.
Shalom.
Fortunate, always find a way. Thing. You know what them devils, listen, them devils is giving money from the government to take care of them, take care of these rich devils. They get in their money. They gonna get their money. This is what these devils always do. This is how they fund the whole so rich middle class, right? It's what they do. They take large amount of funds. They get class action lawsuits. They do like the where you see like a lot of devils claim they've been molested by the Catholic Church. And we know that devils have been the Catholic Church, a bunch of sodomites. We know that. But some devils ain't been molested. But as long as they claim, they get 100,000. When 9/11 came around, them devils got money. The black people they ain't get money. Them devils got paid. So this is what they find a way to give their own people money again. You know what I mean? The only thing gonna really stop this is the Lord, man. The Lord destroying these devils. Now, the devil is weak. So when them things happen, mentally he's weak. So that may destroy him because he lost everything. He's weak. He's a weak man. So that could destroy him. But them devils always find a way to circulate the money for their people, man. But when Jake had something happen to Jake, nothing, brother. Nothing. It's disgusting with these devils. When the Black Wall Street went down, do you realize, check this out, during the Black Wall Street time, right? When the Black Wall Street went down, what happened with Jake? During the 20s, when the Wall Street was going down, talking about literally the Wall Street, Esau's Wall Street. During the 20s, right? Jake wasn't able to put no money in stocks. So when them Wall Street went down and them stocks went down, did you realize it was black people that had a lot of cash? It was that was able to give white people money. When that Wall Street went down, black people that had cash because we wasn't able to put our money in the stocks. So we had to have money for our own, gave white people money to help them out because they had lost all their money in stocks. Right? And in turn, what they did when the Wall Street went down, the banks and all of that, all the money they recovered, they used it to fund the white middle class. You could check out an Edomite that tells that called Tim Wise on YouTube, right? So these devils always find a way to circulate the money to themselves, man. That's what we gotta understand. It's just gonna take the Most High to destroy these devils. That is the only way. And I'm gonna tell you something else that's coming, Chaasadyah. Right now, I'm hearing these devils is trying to be real slick. Right now, I'm hearing that they try to say Farrakhan, that the dude that did the New Orleans out there, he was an NOI member. And now they try to switch it to Farrakhan and blame Farrakhan. This is what I'm hearing.
Oh, wow.
So what's this showing you? And them devils are going to start doing that. They're going to start doing that and blaming it on what? Black militants. We got a lot of things coming, King. A lot of things.
Yeah, they and Trump played his card, played his role. Was that 2019 with the alleged, they kept saying they were Israelites, but nobody knows them, know what camp they're from when they went to the kosher grocery store. And then they had some crazy guy with a machete just start chopping up Amalek. Well, he had a spirit on him, you know what I mean? And chopping up Amalek. And they said he was an Israelite. So they were trying to come at us. And then, like you were saying, like the brothers were saying, use wisdom, brother. You know what I mean? Let's not go out. Use wisdom. And what happened? The Most High had Trump bomb Soleimani in January 2020, and everything went away. So and he's coming back. So I'm sure he's gonna have his he has something up his sleeve.
Yeah, he do. Chaasadyah. Hey, check this out, Chaasadyah. Listen to what this devil's talking about now. Now, as you bring in January 6th, all of a sudden he's saying agitators. He's looking at the agitators that might have had his people go up in that house. How you gonna blame people outside? But you see where he's going? Agitators. They got films now. FBI looking at agitators that might have caused his people to go in there. I'm telling you, Rock. You see where he's trying to go, man?
God. God, I wonder who that could be. That's funny. And he should be the #1 agitator because he said, "Come on, come one, come all." Let's talk. Let's make sure Mike does the right thing. Had a whole what do you call it, noose out there for his old pal, Vice President Mike Pence. I'm not surprised because they're losing it. They're really having a tough time with reality right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's everybody's fault. They're trying to say that these are arson. The arsons did it. They're trying to take everything out of the Most High's hands. Not saying there wasn't any arsons, but these things are being propelled by 100 mile per hour winds. They do not want to look at the bigger picture, that God's destroying them, And we're going to get to that because there's videos about chariots all over the skies before, during, and we're still during. So before this happened, there was chariots in the skies of Beverly Hills, and during, there's chariots going in and out of the clouds. So, and we got video of that. We're going to bring that out. So this is what we're doing. All right, let's go to Job chapter 4, verse 7.
This is the book of Job, chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish, being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off?
So in the time of judgment, the Most High knows exactly who's getting cut off. Most High knows exactly who's going to make it and who's not. You know what I'm saying? Our steps are numbered. Okay. Can you read verse 9? I mean verse 8.
The verse 8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same.
So for the most part, you know what I mean? If you do A, B's gonna happen. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Don't want to listen to the Most High God, following the law, statutes, commandments, bad things gonna happen. And bad things like people actually got cooked in their house. There's no when the house is on fire, they teach you to run outside. But if you run outside and your whole neighborhood's on fire, what do? You hop in the car and you can't go anywhere because all the roads are packed. Everybody else is trying to leave too. What do? You know what I mean? Eventually it comes to pass. I remember reading a post brother put up and where the sister's crying like, oh, this is my neighborhood. God, stop it. You know what I mean? God, cut it out or whatever. But you gotta understand, this whole place is set for destruction. You gotta look around you right now, wherever you at, you in America, this place is gonna be burning. Everything around you. All the stuff you bought, all the material possessions, it's gonna be toast. So don't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? God, don't be surprised when these things happen. Let me get a precept. Psalm 147. Salakia. Let me see something. Oh no, Psalm 49 and 13. I'm gonna read it in the GNT. Psalm 49. Give me 1 second while I get it. Psalm 49 and 13. See what happens to those who trust in themselves, the fate of those who are satisfied with their wealth. Verse 14. They are doomed to die like sheep, and death will be their shepherd. The righteous will triumph over them as their bodies quickly decay in the world of the dead far from their homes. Look at that. Great precept. And that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? The Weather Channel was zooming in on the devastation and didn't even realize, because it kind of blended in with the scenery, that they're zooming in on a dead body. And the person, looked like a movie of just the skull and bones because there's flesh literally consumed off their body. And as he realized that I'm filming this dead body, kind of quickly pans out, but it's too late. It was live TV, you know? And that person died in their homes. It's people that didn't want to leave. I have too much stuff, and we got a video of that. Too much stuff. How can I leave when I have all these things? You know? Well, this is the reality. Okay. Let's get Psalm chapter 54 and verse 5. You can always buy other things. You know what I mean? But in the eyes of somebody who they're always chasing the bag. They always got to get it, man. Y'all niggas is broke. How many times they walk by HOI LA and just, might not have said it out loud or thinking like, look at these broke bums on the corner, these Power Rangers, Why don't you get a job like me? You can have 5 cars, 6 cars, and only could drive one of them cars out. And even that one that they drove out probably had to ditch, So all those Bentleys, Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, up in smoke. All right, let's bring that out. Psalm chapter 54, verse 5.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 54, and verse 5. He shall reward evil unto mine enemies. Cut them off in thy truth.
Go ahead.
I will freely sacrifice unto thee. I will praise thy name, O Lord, for it is good.
Go ahead.
For he hath delivered me out of all trouble, and my eye hath seen his desire upon mine enemies.
All right. So, we're able to see these things. We're able to witness the power and strength of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They had the Golden Globes not too long ago, within a week, Golden Globes, laughing at they had like a poll, who's better, a celebrity's name, somebody else's name, and then God. God came in last, and everybody started laughing. It was funny. It was real funny. You know what I'm saying? It's not funny now. Because all those people left those Golden Globes and went home to the neighborhoods that are burning right now. Laugh now, cry later. All right, now let's go to Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2, and we're going to start at verse 1. I'm going to get the videos lined up. Like I said, Fair Use Act, Fair Use Act. Stop playing these. But that's when you're getting slocky. You're getting underneath the devil's skin when he's not even following his own rules, and he knows that his time is up. And that's fine by me. You can bring that out. Joel chapter 2, verse 1.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, from the day of the Lord cometh, for it is not in hand.
It's nigh at hand. It's close. The day of the Lord is close. Things like this happen. We got to keep in mind that, we got to go to the Most High and ask him to speed up, you know what I'm saying? This destruction of America. You know what I mean? If Most High want to slow it down and drag it out, I'm good with that. But keep in mind that, this destruction is going to be everywhere. Let the wicked get destroyed and uplift the righteous of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the prayer. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of the thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have no.
Slocky, let me get this picture.
Come.
Can you read that again? The verse 2, and stop at the morning spread upon the mountains.
Book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains.
All right, I'm trying to get this this picture. Let me see. If I can find this picture of what LA looks like. You know what I mean? In the morning, the mountain, you can see it looks, people say it looks like the gate of hell, the gates of hell. And it pretty much does. Let me see. Yeah, I don't want to waste time on the, not waste time, but you know what I mean? Let me see if I can get it on here. Hey. Yeah. You see it? That's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? It looks like the gates. You know, that's on the front page of the LA Times. It said HELLLLA, like hell A. You know what I mean? This looks like hell. And people are saying, I don't know what hell looks like, but damn it, it seems pretty close to this because everything around me is on fire and it looks like apocalyptic. Okay. Go ahead, Ken. Can you continue on?
A great people and a strong. There has not been ever the like. Neither shall be any more of it. I'm Slaki. Neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
This place is being judged. This place has chariots in the sky. The chariots are, you know, people saying it's laser technology that started these fires. Maybe, you know, maybe the chariots use their lasers to start these fires up. It's quite possible. But as the scriptures say, they're going to get destroyed, and this is happening. Go ahead.
Verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
And nothing's escaping them. Now, people think they might have escaped. No, he just took you out of your house now. What's going to happen next? You know, now everybody's in a big shelter. You might just throw in an Ebola virus, you know what I'm saying, or monkeypox or something, you know what I mean? In there in the mix, and now pestilence is involved. You know, Corella, I believe it's called, is involved. You know, now norovirus. You know, this this judgment is intense. Okay, continue on.
Verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run.
All right, stay there. We're gonna get to we'll read the rest out, but now let's check out the horsemen that's going all around causing this destruction and desolate wilderness.
By now, many of you will have heard about the fires in LA and in the LA area. Devastating, deadly fires, and my heart goes out to everybody affected by these horrible fires. But what you might not have heard is that there were UFOs seen during the fire. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But yeah, again, just a horrible, horrible fire. Lots of people were affected by this. I reached out to Dr. Robert Scheip of a Custodian File, friend of the channel, who lives in the area, to see how he's doing, and I haven't heard back from him. So, I hope he and everybody else is doing as well as they can in this horrible situation. There is, of course, a UFO connection. UFOs are drawn to big events. Some think they caused them. There were indeed supposedly, seemingly, some UFOs spotted during this event. Here's a really interesting sighting captured by a news crew of that anomalous object going through the sky. Look at that. And here's another one. Or maybe that, let me see if that is actually from the fire or if that's a similar object. Okay. This is from Jordan Crowder, who was first of all sharing the one from the fire, which is this one. And then he is comparing that to one he himself filmed. Yeah, I mean, tell me if you think that is that can be explained by mundane causes. If that, could be, ejected from the fire or something like that. But to me, that looks very anomalous. That looks like a UFO. And it's similar to various other UFOs I've seen, some of which I've shared. Here's one captured by Jordan Crowder that, yeah, indeed, it looks a lot like that. And sometimes they move in groups. I've shared with you before where we have like a fleet of these things all kind of swimming around in the sky together. Unclear what they're doing. Unclear what they're doing, but they're definitely doing something, even if it's just swimming around in the sky. Fascinating, a type of UFO. Are those beings? Are those ships? From Red Panda Koala, UFO seen flying off the ocean towards LA fires on a beach cam. You can hear the wind, terrible wind from the fire. But yeah, look at that. Is that the same object we just saw? Or is that a similar object? That's a great capture. Just, yeah, again, just kind of swimming around in the sky. Yeah, I don't think that can be explained by mundane means. I don't think that's a bird. That would be the, only, I think, mundane explanation for this object. But I don't think that's a bird. Let me know if you think that is a bird. But to me, that looks pretty anomalous, especially it's got this trail that's leaving behind it, this smeary trail that some UFOs do leave behind on various credible video, including like the secret of Skinwalker Ranch. There's an orb that leaves a smeary trail behind it, and I've shown others. Of course, that could be an artifact of the camera. Either way, a very, very interesting sighting of what I think is probably an anomalous object. So is that the same object as depicted in this video, or is that a separate object? Are there multiple of this type of UFO? If that's what it is. Maybe there's a mundane explanation for it. Maybe it's not even a ship. Maybe it's some sort of other dimensional being or something like that. I don't know what to think about this. Of course, some people are going to say that these things caused the fire. Some people are going to say that they're actually there to help with the fire and to save people. And I've already seen, people claiming that online. Who knows which way the pendulum swings on that. Maybe they're just observers. Let me know, first of all, if you think these things are anomalous, and if they are, what are they doing there? And check.
You read verse 5, Joel 2 and 5.
Come, verse 5. Like the noise of the chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap. like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array.
So according to the scriptures, he's saying, maybe they're here to help. Yeah, they're here to help us, but they're here to destroy, and that's what's going on right now. Total another destruction. And when you see the chariots in the sky, it's kind of like, I mean, they know they're being recorded. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, they got caught on camera. They're like, nah, we did it, and we want you to know that we did it. Let's continue.
Check this out. This is another one. Or maybe it's a different angle on the same one. You see that thing just streaking across the sky right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's very faint. It's faint and it's fast. Oh, there's another one.
Southbound PCH at Lost Forest County Road, southbound.
Yeah, I mean, let me know if you think those are birds or something, but I don't think those are birds. Now, some are saying these are UFOs, or this light. There's a couple of big lights that were seen over the fires over the city, but I'm pretty sure that's just a reflection of the fire, and that is not an actual UFO. Yeah, there's another one over there, but you see the blue on the bottom, and it's a blue light on top. So I think that's just a reflection and not an actual giant UFO over the city. But let me know what you think. But the UFOs seen in the LA area are definitely of a type that we've seen before, a really interesting, kind of UFO. Are they orbs? What are they? Sometimes they do appear to be kind of swimming in the skies. And sometimes they leave trails behind them. A very interesting category of UFO. It's interesting when we can come up with different categories for these things. You got saucers, you got cigars, you've got triangles and pyramids, and sometimes you have distinct, behaviors. Then you can attribute to certain UFOs, or like the dragon UFOs that will buzz aerial vehicles. It's interesting when you can, find some sort of, reason or logic behind any of this. But what's up with these things that just kind of swim around in the sky? And is that the same type of UFO that we are now seeing in LA? Just fascinating footage of these vehicles or whatever they are. Beings. Again, they almost look like they're alive, but they could well be vehicles. They probably are. Probably, some sort of alien or other dimensional vehicle that is drawn to the activity, just as they seem like they're drawn to other activity. They'll hover over presidential speeches, and things like that. Maybe important events that they're drawn to. But yeah, I mean, again, they'll just buzz aerial vehicles, just any random plane or helicopter. They'll just fly by. What are they doing? I wish I knew, guys. Let me know your take.
Okay, so like he said, they look like they're alive. Well, Ezekiel 1:19, the living creatures went and the wheels went with them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. They are alive. Okay. Let's get Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 18. Esau, very prideful. You know what I mean? It'd be nice, right? Because we're gonna watch a video where the guy's like, yeah, man, they should be coming to save us. This is Highland and Hollywood. That's where the elders teaches. HOI LA. Just talking about that. You know what I'm saying? So that area, that guy, he's snapping, he's, oh man, my condo and everything like that. We're gonna watch the video in a couple minutes.
Salakia.
And I got you. And then the guy was like, he had a whole bunch of stuff. How many times did he walk by the elders and them and be like, man, they still out here? Probably go for destruction. Go ahead, King.
I just wanted to make a point real quick. They always trying to deter the actual visual that everybody can see, talking about might be birds. We know that birds have a natural instinct to get away from
any natural disaster of weather. We see them do it when the winter ain't even here, but it's coming. They migrate south way before it comes. So the last thing a bird is going to be doing is flying around through some flames and fire that's at a degree you have chicken tenders falling out the sky. So we know them ain't no dang on birds, man. Right? They just refuse to give the people any ounce of credit for intelligence whatsoever. Okay, and then they just found yesterday when they had the earthquake in San Francisco, they say they found some white guy setting fires. So now they trying to make an Edomite as the scapegoat. All praise. I'm glad they ain't grab one of ours and blame him.
You know, and yeah, anything to take away from it. You know what I mean? Like, no way this is God. It's a bird. You know what I mean? No way anybody a power can do something this destructive. It had to be somebody. It had to be the left. You know, there's a bunch of DEI hires. You know what I mean? Like, Esau's so confused and bewildered. He has no idea what's going on.
Because the white man can't. He cannot succumb to that. He cannot succumb to that. Maybe God is angry at him. Yeah. And maybe God is destroying him. He can't succumb to that. That would break his whole white supremacist movement. God is actually angry at us, right? That kills him. That's why when you read the book of Psalms 50, somebody get me that real quick, Axelaki. Somebody get me Psalm 50. And I believe this is a very important scripture right here, Psalm 50, because you understand what the Most High is doing. You understand he's going to hold the white man accountable for everything he does, right? He's being held accountable. Somebody get me that real quick. Psalm 50.
What's the first one to come out from Elder?
He's held accountable. This is a beautiful scripture right here, right? My elder Ariana used to always break this down. Check out the scripture though. Analyze what the Lord is saying in the scripture. How the white man is not going to get away from his crime. The Psalm 50. Bear with me 1 second, King. Psalm 50, real quick, and give me the 16th verse.
Now, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 50, and verse 16. But unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou do to declare my statute?
Right, the Lord is saying unto the wicked, what are you to do to declare my statutes? Come on.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
What is the covenant? The scriptures. This has nothing to do with you. Why are you even taking the Bible in your hand and declaring it like you read?
Seeing thou hatest instruction and casting my words behind thee.
Seeing that you ain't never used the Bible. You have people swear in court, but then you cast the word behind you and put your own laws into effect. You're not for the Bible. So seeing thou hatest instruction and cast my word behind thee, come on.
When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him.
Right? Christopher Columbus and all these thieves. You in agreement with them, read.
And has been partaker with adulterers.
Come on.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil.
Come on.
And thy tongue frameth deceit.
Read on.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
Come on.
Thou slanderest thy own mother's name.
Thy own mother's son. What, do they not slander us? Yes. They call us niggas. They call us wetbacks. They say we the problem of the world. They slander us on a daily basis. Read on.
These things hast thou done, and I kept silence.
Lord said, these things have they done, and he kept silence. Come on.
Though thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself.
Right. The Lord says, you thought because I ain't do nothing, you thought I was in agreement with you. You thought I was really in agreement with you because you hasn't been touched yet. Right? Read on.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
Now he's going to reprove them and let them know that God is doing this to you. and they refuse to deal with that. But sooner or later, they're gonna have to accept that God is doing it to them. We got to keep pushing them scriptures. Psalms 148, fire in hell. We got to keep pushing that and let them know that God is the one, the Most High Yahweh Shai is the one that's destroying them. We got to keep pushing that word. They're going to see, though. They're going to see they thought that the Lord was in agreement with them because they got away so long. But now they're going to be reproved. Oh, praise.
Khan, Dawada, excellent precept, Elder. You know? And yeah, they think that those chariots are here for them. They're like, those are the tall whites. You know, they even use their racism in space and in the galaxies. They're tall whites. They're not aliens, they're tall whites. They look like me, you know? So it's a eye-opening experience, you know, when you've been drawing pentagrams in your basement for all these years and getting these $20 million movies and, you know, production companies and everything, and then all of a sudden everything's up in smoke, you know. That's a tough pill to swallow. But you know, just keep in mind they might have made it out, some of them might have made it out those houses, but this is just the beginning. Con, can you go to Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18? I mean, you got it, you can bring it out.
Come. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
Con, and who's more prideful than the so-called white man? I can't think of anybody. You know, knowing all this information is out here, you can just go on Google and figure out, you know, the region of the world where Christ came from and the time period and his description in the Bible. And he's like, nope, nah, he's white, got stringy hair and green eyes or blue eyes, and lets me do everything I want, you know? So that pride, you know, was at all-time high. You know, we go back to HOI LA, watch their last video. You know what I'm saying? See how prideful the white man is, how prideful our people are. You know what I'm saying? 10 Tribes likes to quick associate closely with Esau. You know what I'm saying? Over there, they were like, nah, these Mexicans gotta go. They're like, hold up, ain't you Mexican? Nah, I'm more white than Mexican. You know what I'm saying? So that pride that, you know, our people have adopted from the Edomites is their destruction as well. All right. You bring out verse 19.
Verse 19. Better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud.
So sitting there in California looking up at the Hollywood Hills, like, dang, man, one day I'll be up there. For what? You don't want to hang around those people anyway. You know what I'm saying? They'll slip a Mickey in your drink and have you, you know, taking your daggone kidneys out. You know what I mean? Doing all type of rituals and sacrifices over you. You don't want to hang out with these people. You know what I mean? Let God destroy them. You know, don't he who lifted up himself is going to be abased, you know? But if you humble yourself, the Most High going to lift you up. Okay? What was that? Let me see. Khan. And Moab's over there too, right? Moab has prideful. It says in Isaiah 16, verse 6. Moab is over there getting burnt up to a crisp as well. All right, let's go to Zephaniah chapter 1. Matter of fact, no, let me get Isaiah 30 before we get Zephaniah. We got Isaiah 30 and 30.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 30. And the Lord shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall shew the lightning down of his arm, with the indignation of his anger, and with the flame of a devouring fire, with scattering and tempest, And hailstones.
Con. Oh, Salakia. Let me see something real quick, y'all. Know where that's not the next video. Let me get the next video lined up. My apologies. 1 second, y'all. Okay, here we go.
Weird. This is like something out of a movie. Sure. What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Just when you think you've seen it all, here comes yet another day of freaky fog, freaky flashing lights, huge fireballs entering the atmosphere. This fireball was spotted in the sky, I believe, last night by the Nairobi Gossip Club, sent in by Lulu. Check this out. More than likely, this is some form of space debris, whether it be a rocket booster or a satellite. Either way, it put on quite a spectacular show. People were very drawn to the sky, had the cameras rolling as the sky was full of fiery debris re-entering the atmosphere. Once again, more than likely, that was space debris putting on quite a spectacular show. I want to take you guys now over to Southern California, video footage from yesterday.
So he has the same footage, right? But it's just a lot. The way he does, he kind of takes the background stuff, you know what I mean? Changes the different filters or whatever. But his is a little bit more in depth. So that's why I want to play it again. And also about the flashing lights all around the country. Let's continue.
January the 9th. This video was sent in by Patrick M. Riley, once again, January 9th of 2024. And he was watching a newscast looking at the wildfire smoke in Southern California from a airplane, apparently, or a helicopter. And look what he noticed when he was watching the video. Check it out. Something entered the field of view, traveling very fast from left to right. And then that thing right there from right to left. That's why he shared the video. I, of course, zoomed in to take a closer look. That doesn't look like an airplane. So I zoomed in on the smaller one. And more than likely, the airspace above that wildfire smoke was closed to airplanes and general airplane travel, unless they were airplanes dropping water or helicopters dropping water on wildfires. But that didn't look like an airplane, and that didn't look like a helicopter. Neither does this. This thing was moving at an extremely high rate of speed. Check that out. Came in from the upper right, zipped across the field of view towards the left. That's what caught his attention. Here I put it in various different formats, trying to pull forward any possible recognizable features, and there were none. There's no tail fin on this thing, implying that more than likely this was not an airplane. It appeared to be light gray, moving very fast through the daytime sky. Here's one of the original formats. I simply adjusted the color and lighting a little bit. Doesn't look like an airplane. I don't know what that thing was. I paused it right there just to kind of get a better look at it. It doesn't look like an airplane, guys. Don't know what it was, but I'm pretty sure that's not an airplane, and I'm definitely sure that was not a helicopter. Great catch by Patrick Riley. Thanks for sharing. Really appreciate that. I also have an update on the freaky flashing lights. I mean, this is some of the weirdest stuff you will ever see. Villa Rica, Georgia. Check this out. Zach was sitting in the parking lot on December 29th of 2024, right around 2 weeks ago, when the lights in the parking lot, for unknown reasons, started flashing. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is weird. This is like something out of a movie. What is interfering with the flow of electricity to these outdoor parking lot lights, street lights, building lights? You guys are going to see new video footage from different locations of the same thing that have happened within the last 48 to 72 hours. This goes back to December when it first started. What if there was something in the sky? I know we've been very drawn to the sky recently with these drones. What if something was in the sky interfering with the flow of electricity on the ground? Makes you wonder. I mean, these are isolated incidents, obviously right there to that location. What if there was something up there in the sky that was interfering with the flow of electricity on the ground? I mean, there's got to be an explanation. This is crazy. And as you heard Zach say, this is crazy. He'd never seen anything like it. Here's another new video out of Kansas City, Missouri by Nick, January 8th, 2025. Same situation. Sitting in a parking lot, all of a sudden, the parking lot lights start to go haywire. Are you serious right now? I mean, what is causing that? Is there something up above that's maybe interfering with the flow of electricity? There's something right there in the sky. Could be an airplane. He happened to zoom in on it right there. And again, probably an airplane. There was something right there too. But for some reason, the lights started going haywire. Going to Manchester, United Kingdom. This video has narration. Same situation. Here we go.
Right by the Arndale Centre. Affecting some of the letters, but not others.
That was one sign by itself, but then he looked down the road and noticed an office building, lights inside the office building, doing the same thing. Watch up here. Here they'll go off right there and then turn back on. What? And they'll go off again right there. And then back on. And that was right there in that same city block. You had the malfunctioning sign and then the lights inside the building malfunctioning. Going to Junction City, Kentucky. In case you guys missed it, Brian, January 7th of 2025. This video was taken at 4:31 in the morning. Look at this gas station here. Pretty much all of the lights, including the parking lot lights, are flickering on and off. Was there something in the sky above this gas station that for unknown reasons was affecting the flow of electricity? Something's interfering with the flow of electricity. Look at that. Place went completely dark, then back on, then completely dark, then back on again. I'm surprised that's not tripping breakers. Maybe it is. I don't know. But that is highly unusual. I have never seen anything like that. Speaking of unusual, here we go. Another day, another round of drone drama. First videos by Red BB via Denise Campos. Pulled their car over to the side of the road. Right now, they're getting out of the car because they noticed these in the nighttime sky. Check this out. They were describing them as large hoverboards. Look at that. It said they counted 8. There's 2, 3, 4. There's 3 more.
So let me see. Where was this at again? I missed that part. Rewind a little bit.
Another round of drone tripping breakers. Maybe it is. I don't know. But that is highly unusual. I have never seen anything like that. Speaking of unusual, here we go. Another day, another round of drone drama. First videos by Red BB via Denise Campos. Pulled their car over to the side of the road. Right now, they're getting out of the car because they noticed these in the nighttime sky. Check this out.
Okay, so I guess he didn't say it, but in Peru, it was not the previous summer, I believe the summer before. Face peelers, the chupacabra, they said they were flying on what looked like hoverboards. You know what I mean? And they came into the village down there in Peru and were cutting people's face off. So, and that's kind of what I'm looking for with all the drone activities, quote unquote drone activity, you know, when people's face start getting cut off and cut up and just drop back from the chariots. And that's when that fear is really going to hit Esau, that, you know, not only are we seeing these in the sky, but they're putting hands and feet on us and very sharp knives. But wherever this is at, if you see them in the sky, just know this is they're here to destroy. Let's continue.
They were describing them as large hoverboards. Look at that. They said they counted 8. There's 2, 3, 4. There's 3 more. They counted 8 total. Look like massive hoverboards. Wow. Gets stranger by the day. Video number 2 out of Smithfield, North Carolina. This has narration. Here we go.
Those are not airplanes. And there's 3 of them.
It's drones.
I want to pause it right here real quick. I zoomed in on this super tight. This is one large craft. It does look like independent drones kind of moving around, but they're moving together in perfect unison. That is a direct indication that they were part of something larger. Back to the video.
What? Sparkling drown. Happy we turned the light off behind us. See that going in. It's the center one. There you go. What is it? Let me get mine. You see those sparkling lights over there? Right here, Sadie. See straight ahead. Right over here.
That was the original video in original format. Here I put it in fast forward for presentation purposes, just so you can see this thing moving as one unit. Look at that thing. That was a large craft. So when I implied earlier about the freaky flashing lights, what if a large craft like that was parked in the sky? Here it is in a different format. Parked in the sky, pulling energy from the ground, from the earth, whatever, and it's interfering with the flow of energy to convenience stores, street lights, parking lot lights, causing them to malfunction. I don't know. I'm just trying to think outside the box. Here's another format. Right there's the object. It's one large object behind the trees there, maybe 400 or 500 feet off the ground, moving together as one unit. You can see three lights attached to a larger object. Incredible video footage. Here's video number 3, going to Long Beach, California. This video footage was taken pre-wildfire situation on January 3rd of 2025 at 6:41 p.m. by Gilbert, who noticed mysterious light activity, apparently just off the coast of Long Beach. Once again, this is pre-wildfire. This one appeared to be like a very light red, light purple, maybe a light pink, moving very quickly, wasn't making any sound, wasn't blinking, just looked wildly out of place. I mean, it doesn't look like a helicopter or an airplane. What in the world was that thing? And he not only sent me one video, he sent me 3 videos. That's video number 1 he took at 6:41 p.m. Here's video number 2 that he took at 6:42 p.m. Looks like the same thing, possibly a different one, moving in the opposite direction, not quite as fast, but it looks like the same exact object. It's at least the same color, and the color is not being influenced by wildfire smoke because the wildfires hadn't started yet. So this was odd enough for him to pull out his recording device and start recording. Most of us don't start recording airplanes and helicopters just randomly in the nighttime sky because we see them all the time. This is video number 3, taken at 6:43, a minute later. This one was moving much faster, looks to be a slightly different color. This one looks red and white, cruising along at a high rate of speed near Long Beach, California. Here's video number 4 of a series of videos that I put together by Dominic Young, January 8th of 2025. Video taken at 10:15 p.m. when he too looked up and saw something that looked out of place. Wasn't an airplane, wasn't a helicopter, looked very similar to what Gilbert saw over in Long Beach, California. However, I'm not sure of the location here of this video. I'm waiting to hear back on the observation here of what he saw in the nighttime sky. He also saw this. Look at that thing. Looked like some sort of a disco ball in the sky. Are you serious right now? I mean, just when you think you've seen it all, here comes something else. This next footage is of a bright orange moon from Pasadena, California. This is definitely being influenced by the wildfire smoke. This video footage was taken by Natalie Ventura on January 8th of 2025 from South Pasadena, California. You can see the moon being heavily influenced by wildfire smoke, causing the moon to look bright orange in the nighttime sky. Coming over here to...
Looks like a blood moon, wouldn't you say? Let's continue.
Phoenix, Arizona, golden clouds in the daytime sky, looking west. Colorful clouds. These clouds here looked golden in the daytime sky. Could have been a combination of maybe dust particles up in the sky because it's been windy out here recently. Going to Key Largo, Florida. Photos sent in by Lily H. from December 23rd of 2024 at 4:43 p.m. when she looked up and saw this unusual feature in the daytime sky. How does something like that happen randomly? You know what I mean? Almost looks as if something moved through the clouds right there that was shaped like a big disc. What an incredible observation coming from Key Largo. And you can see it's kind of leaving a wake behind it in the sky. Great photos there by Lily out of Key Largo. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by John Rossiter out of Capitan, New Mexico. Check out these cool lenticular clouds. Look like big discs sitting up in the sky or a stack of pancakes. Looking at the power outage situation over here at poweroutage.u.
Okay, due to the sake of time, we'll move on. Still a good video, good information. Okay, so can you finish that? What's that? Isaiah 30 and 31, Bubba Kashar.
Come, book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and 31. For through the voice of the Lord shall the Assyrian be beaten down, which smote with rod.
Con.
With the rod. Sorry.
Con. So the Most High God is beating down this Edomite, right? The power of the earth, but letting him know that he's the real power of the earth. Okay, let's get to Zephaniah 1 and 14. Thought he'd get away with something. Nope. And should have really hit home when you start seeing the drones, you know what I'm saying, all over the entire country, you know, and over there in Germany and England and everything like that as well. But it should have hit home, should have made sense, but he just doesn't get it. He's confused. So now he's going to deal with the consequences. Not saying he wasn't going to deal with them before, but now as the element of surprise, the Most High let him know that these chariots aren't just for show. They aren't just pretty in the sky. You see them, destruction's on its way. All right, let's bring that out. Zephaniah 1 and 14, Bogshar.
Come on, this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1 and verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and has its greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
All right, go ahead.
That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
So when people say this is apocalyptic, it looks like the end times. Are these the last days? You know, from their perspective, absolutely. But from the perspective of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, it's been the last days. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing new. You know, when Christ was walking the earth, it was the last days. So how much closer are we now that we're seeing these things happen? Are we to the return of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? All right. Continue on.
16. A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers.
Khan, stay right there. We're going to start this video and we'll finish it out. And this is the guy that is close to the elders' campsite, HOI LA's campsite. And he's snapping, you know.
Right now, we want to get to our Amber Frias. She's live in Hollywood at Franklin and Fuller. And Amber, Franklin is one of these streets we've seen heavily impacted by those who are trying to escape, you know, under these mandatory evacuation orders.
Yeah, that's right. Very chaotic out here. A lot of people just rushing to make their way out. Very heavy traffic coming up here. It took us at least 20 minutes to come up to this intersection from Hollywood Boulevard, which was just a few blocks away. The people just really trying to make their way out as soon as possible. The smoke has gotten really thick. There is a lot of ash raining from the skies. People just trying to do their best to get what they can before they leave. And I want to walk this way. We saw this man who was hosing down some of the sidewalk and some of the trees. Sir?
Yeah.
Hi, sorry to interrupt you. My name is Amber.
Oh my goodness.
With NBC. Do you live in this complex?
Yeah, I live right here.
What's your name?
Lawrence.
So, I mean, what's going through your mind right now?
Oh my gosh, this is my whole life right here. You know, I spent my whole life savings to get my condo here. And so I lost my family during COVID. And so I don't really have anybody to call or anything. So it feels a little bit scary, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are people still in the complex?
A lot of people have left, but a lot of people are staying too, you know. I think we're going to be okay. I hope so. I mean, all these fire trucks are going up there, but, you know, you never know. I mean, you got all these mansions right here. If they catch on fire, we're in real trouble.
What's your plan? Are you staying?
I'm going to stay right until it catches. If it catches on fire, I'll leave. Yeah, I have my 2 Bengal cats in here, and I don't know, they're freaking out. So I have to take them with me, but I don't know where I would go. Just in my car, I guess.
You're ready to go, at least.
I am ready to go. I've been working on this condo since I bought it. Like every piece of it,
So he's ready to die in that condo. All right. Can you read verse, what's that, 16?
17.
17, Con.
Zephaniah 1:17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
So, we might have walked by HOI LA, and they said, "Hey man, grow your beard." He's like, "What? Man, you see this condo I got? Look at this, everything I got. Look at all my possessions. I ain't got to listen to anything y'all got to say." Now he's stressing. You know what I'm saying? Most I said, I'm being distressed upon men. He's stressed right now. He said, "I ain't got nobody to go to. I ain't got no family. I'll just have to leave. If it sets on fire, then I'll leave. It might be too late by then. That's why they give evacuation notices ahead of time. Because you're going to leave when everybody else leaves and going to be stuck in traffic and burn to death in your car. But he has, in order, these mansions are right here. He has an abundance of things. You know what I mean? It's like Christ talking to the rich man. He's like, "Give up everything to the poor and follow me." He said, he looked distressed because he had a lot of things, Can you read the next verse, verse 18?
18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of them of all them that dwell in the land.
That money don't matter. That money is not important. What is this? Wait, somebody drawn on the screen. Hold on, let me see something. Come back to that. Hold on. What y'all drawn? Y'all drawn? There we go.
Sorry, well, we're
to start renting it. And it's like, no, it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to get all the way down.
The most important fire in LA. It has to be. I mean, we're right here, Hollywood Highlands. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right, sir. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to step aside so you can take a look a little bit. If we continue walking this way closer to the complex, we can see some of the people that appear to be just heading out with their suitcases in tow. You hear the fire alarm going off in the background. Is probably because of all this smoke we're breathing. Let's see if we can speak with this woman here. Hi, ma'am. How are you doing? My name is Amber. I'm a reporter with NBC. You live here in this building, yeah. Where are you headed? I'm from here. Where are you headed? My son-in-law will pick me up. I'll go to his place. Santa Monica. How are you feeling? Fine. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so if we continue to walk this way, coming up onto these streets, it was pretty busy, a lot of traffic, but it does look like for the most part in this area, people have made their way out. It's a lot quieter than when we were up here just about 30 minutes ago, but this fire is really spreading fast. We were notified about it just about an hour and a half ago, and already seeing these evacuations are just hard to take in. As you could see, a lot of people making their way out. Conditions out here getting a little worse, I would say. The wind is not as strong, luckily, as we've seen, yesterday or earlier today, but the smoke is thick, a lot of ash raining from the sky. So just like we've heard from authorities, if you have received an evacuation warning, make sure you do listen to those warnings and make your way out. Reporting live, Amber Frias, NBC4 News.
All right, Amber, thank you for that. Now, on the right side of your screen, what we're looking at is a live picture from News Chopper 4. You can see one of our ground units was on the left-hand side of the screen. We're going to go topside right now to Julia Dang. Julia, you've been on this from the beginning. What's it looking like to you right now?
Colleen, this firefight is still underway. You saw that helicopter, that LAFD fire helicopter, just a water drop here, and that was on a different flank of the fire. That was on the southern flank. Earlier, we were talking about how most of that aerial firefight was concentrated on the western portion of this fire. A lot of that has now been knocked down, but the latest we're hearing right now, we're listening to scanner traffic, we're getting alerts on our phone, and of course, we're watching what's happening out the helicopter window. There's a home here that's being evacuated because it's being threatened by this fire. You can see the heel of the fire here. The southernmost portion of it is just creeping down the hill, and it appears to be a home at the corner of Hillside Avenue and Sierra Bonita Avenue here. I think it was the one where the front porch was flaring up when I talked to you about 10 minutes ago. Fire is out for now. The ground crews have moved away. I think they're congregating around the corner now over on Carson Avenue. But again, anybody in this area, anybody who's thinking about coming back to grab things from their homes, that is not a good idea. We're seeing
that is not a good idea. And they had the pictures, I think in the next video, had the video of people that didn't leave and what it looks like to be engulfed in an inferno, If you ain't Daniel and them and you ain't got your house shot with you, you need to evacuate. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue on. All right, let's get Nahum chapter 1 and verse 5. I think the next video shows the viral videos that have been going around the internet and really why we should fear the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense that how about you wear your fringes, so treat your brother and your sister as yourself. You know what I'm saying? Honor the Sabbath. Maybe you won't have to die in your living room surrounded by an unbelievable amount of fire. 20-foot, 30-foot flames. Maybe even higher than that, you know what I mean? Engulfing whole mountains. A lot of these homes in the Hollywood Hills, they build on the mountains, you know what I'm saying? Get away from these Negroes, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go as far as way possible. I'm gonna go up into the mountains, and then something like this happens, right back to the ghetto, okay? But just the simple things is the commandments aren't grievous. What's grievous is burning to death in your in front of your house, looking out the window as your whole house burns in fire, your whole neighborhood burns on fire. Let's bring that out. Nahum chapter 1 and verse 5.
This is the book of Nahum chapter 1 and verse 5. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned in his presence. Yea, the world and all that dwell therein.
Go ahead.
Who can stand before his indignation? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him.
Yeah, he's cleansing the earth with fire. He's cleansing California with fire as we speak. Let's get Isaiah 29 and verse 5 on deck, and we'll watch the next video. Yeah, this is the viral video. Who's to say that, people, I think they asked, like, does anybody know who these people are that filmed this or how they're doing? Nobody knows. This could have been, I'm assuming If these guys got out of this alive along with that dog, then they definitely had the Most High with them, because watch this video. All right, we're gonna have Isaiah 29 verse 5 on deck, but check out this first video the Fox News brings out.
You're gonna be okay. All right. You're gonna be okay.
When I was driving to the command.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? That's wishful thinking, telling the dog's like, man, this is it. You know, we might as well put our heads between our legs and kiss our ass goodbye. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's if you're looking for a reason to fear God, there it is. Let's watch the rest of the video.
Post, it really looked like an apocalypse.
It's beyond anything I think any of us could have ever imagined.
Okay, so let's get that. Let's go to Isaiah 29, and we'll start at verse 5.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, beginning at verse 5. Moreover, the multitude of thy strangers shall be like small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones shall be as a chaff that passes away. Yea, it shall be at an instant suddenly.
Like to the point where 100 mile per hour winds push ambers and push the other, fire particles to other trees, other houses, going 100 miles an hour, and just burns that fast. It's almost instantaneous. You know, people had to leave. The one guy they were interviewing, he couldn't even get his wallet. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't get his cell phone. No, leave now. You know, that's what it was. It's like you're sitting there, you're minding your own business, and then it says, get out now. You can't look for anything. You have to go. All right. Go ahead, read verse 6.
Verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire.
So here it is, the flame of devouring fire. This is a visitation of the Lord. All right. And to top it off, 3.7 magnitude earthquake. Every time I see a 3.7 or something like that, remind me of the elder saying, give me a con 777. You know, 3.7 magnitude earthquake in San Francisco. How much gayer can you get than San Francisco? You know, these are literally like places of Sodom and Gomorrah that the Most High is destroying. Okay, let's continue.
Like we're in a third world country.
100-mile-per-hour wind gusts, hurricane-force winds, unleashing fires across Southern California at this hour. These are the images coming in right now. Authorities are calling this a, quote, particularly dangerous situation.
Straight to that major emergency unfolding in Los Angeles right now. As we go to air, 4 major fires are surrounding the city and raging out of control. Harrowing images show the apocalyptic blaze. Near Malibu, residents filming as fire engulfs their home.
You're gonna be okay.
Incredible pictures, aren't they? Hurricane strength winds are fanning the blaze.
You couldn't see. There was spot fires everywhere. There was trees coming down literally as we were driving, and multiple houses on fire. Definitely the worst brush fire and worst incident that Pasadena has seen in its history.
Absolute catastrophe in Southern California, being described by people there as just hell on earth.
This is the view from an airplane from KTLA photographer Paul Sanchez as he's giving us an aerial perspective to the devastation in the Palisades. Sky 5 unable to fly due to a temporary flight restriction put in place because President Biden is in town. But this is an incredible view of what it looks like from above.
First, how would you describe what is happening in your city this morning?
It is absolutely cataclysmic. It is terrifying. It is bigger than anything we've ever seen. And we live in fire country. We're used to having fires every year, particularly since the onset of climate change. But what we see today, 3 full-scale fires and 2 smaller fires all at once in Southern California is one of the most outlandish things that we've seen with regard to fire.
It is like driving through hell itself down here. Literally through hell.
The fire is growing. We have no percentage of containment.
Okay. See how the wind just pushes those embers. Those embers are from another fire, not the one that we're seeing here.
When they ask you to evacuate, evacuate. This is not a drill.
This wildfire, we talk about how quickly the whole thing blew up. Take a look at this incredible time-lapse video from Alert, California and the UC San Diego. This was taken from a building on Wilshire Boulevard. Look what happens there. Time-lapse video as that fire suddenly sets the entire hillside ablaze. Sandra, that's what happens when you have up to 100-mile-an-hour winds fueling this. It's like a jet engine that's igniting these flames and spreading them all over. The way that fire blew up that quickly and literally doubled in size in an hour is just remarkable.
Yeah, which is why the sheriff right now, they're still in survival mode, but they're prioritizing life over everything else, his own words. This is 0% contained at this point, and that is how fast it spread. And we just had the weather report from Adam Klotz. I mean, we've got dry weather, wind gusts, which are going to continue, we are told, for days, John, which is only going to make matters worse before anything can start to turn a corner.
You know, when you see this on time lapse, it shows you just how quickly these things blow up, which is why, again, it's so imperative for people who are in these evacuation areas to get out. Look at that. Just the entire hill just erupts on the right-hand side of your screen there. Remarkable.
Praying for everyone in these fires' path is just absolute destruction right now. We'll keep following it, John.
Was going viral to all over the place. Look at this video. So this was a guy who didn't heed the warning, stayed behind.
I've seen
and
this.
Look at what happened here. I mean, to be surrounded by flames in all direction with your dog there. So this is not what you want to have happen. So as you know,
do we have an update of
No.
what happened to?
I mean, if he was able to post the video, I hope he ended up being okay. I hope he was able to get out, but I don't have an exact update on what exactly happened.
And this is one of many just heartbreaking visuals that have developed since the Pacific Palisades fire broke out.
Right.
And this is a prime example of why you should leave when they tell you to.
Yeah, it's not a joke. They're not saying it just to say it, and it also it's very selfish, frankly, to stay behind because you're putting potentially firefighters' lives on the line to try to save you, and getting in the way of their ability to save property or do other things. So you know, there's a reason why these statements are made.
We will have more in terms of an aerial perspective, we believe, tomorrow, once the sun comes up and we begin to get a good measure of the level of devastation here. But if you've been watching the coverage, you can deduce, frankly, dozens and dozens and dozens of homes in the Palisades area have been lost. The Palisades Village under siege tonight. Homes along PCH, along the beach, gone as well. One of 2 communities under siege tonight. Altadena struggling as well, as we saw moments ago. Entire neighborhoods burning, rows and rows of homes from a fire that is spread out of Eaton Canyon into the neighborhoods of Altadena.
Heidi Montag and husband Spencer Pratt have lost their home to the fire, according to TMZ. Actor James Woods posting this video of flames near his home.
We've got a lot of planes going over, dropping water,
And actor Josh Gad posting this video of the view from his home.
Seen flames from my house like this.
ever. The fire erupting in the Pacific Palisades foothills west of Los Angeles around 10:30 local time. Fire trucks racing to the scene, aircraft attacking it from above.
We threw everything we had at it really quick. We knew that if we didn't get it in 20 minutes, it would go to hundreds of acres.
But those efforts, no match for those devastating Santa Ana winds. Just in the past couple of seconds since we've been here, this fire has crested this little hill we're on. The entire basin here is engulfed in flames.
Catastrophic wildfires raging across Southern California at this hour, killing 2 people so far, destroying hundreds of homes and businesses and forcing mass evacuations. Wind gusts up to 100 miles an hour are whipping flames through highly populated neighborhoods as officials warn the worst could be yet to come. And so we begin a Wednesday afternoon. Hello, I'm John Roberts in Washington. It is just hell on earth out there, Sandra.
Absolute heartbreak and destruction for so many right now.
Let's get out of here. Whatever I lose, and there's nothing I can do about it.
It's just so sad. And I feel for everyone that's lost property and fires. I've never been this close to it.
One official called this, quoting, the worst case scenario.
Okay, the Palisades. Read something. It's got from Wikipedia. We're at the Palisades. Formerly founded, 1921 by a Methodist organization. It has 23,000 people, total population. It is Slovakia. Where do I see? Palisades will later be sought by celebrities and other high-profile individuals seeking privacy. It is known for its seclusion, being a close-knit community with small town feel. Slovakia, Mediterranean climate, hill topography, natural environment, abundance of parkland and hiking trails. So it's not a tourist attraction. This is where all the celebrities live. It's bounded by the Brentwood to the east, Malibu to the west, Santa Monica southeast, Santa Monica Bay to the southwest. Native American period. Let's talk about that. Archaeological evidence shows Native American Indians lived in the Santa Monica Mountains and the surrounding area, including the Pacific Palisades, for over 10,000 years prior to European contact. The western sections of Santa Monica Mountains were inhabited by the Tova people. The closest Tova settlements to the Pacific Palisades were a written record in the village of Tapagna, if I'm saying that right. So Gad was living of course, we know this already, but, lived throughout the whole land. But Gad was staying there. He was hanging out thousands and thousands of years, right? So, pertaining to Esau, he might have said 20 million years, he doesn't know. But this was his land. And all of a sudden, they ain't there no more. So let's see who is there. Let's go to the demographic. The demographic, and it gets a lot deeper, right? The Palisades was a refuge. This is 1930 to 2024. The Palisades was a refuge for many German, Jewish, and Australian Jewish intellectuals and artists fleeing pre-Germany, and later the Holocaust. So you got a large Amalekite population there, and now they don't because nobody's living there. It's all dust. Demographics. Let's see who lives there. 81% Edomite, 6% Moabite, 1% Jake. We're 1%. And I guess that 1% is the help, right? We're living in there. The mammies living in the house to take care of their children and everything like that. Or Consuela, is living there to clean up. That's what they live. That's where our 1% comes from. Now, I'm not saying Jake don't have a nice house there, but this ain't our land. This isn't It actually is our land, but this isn't our neighborhood. And the Most High found it in his goodwill to destroy it. All praises. Let's continue. Stephen from Django. He like, look where I live with all these people. I nice. I live with all these white folk. Shoot, you join with them, you're gonna die with them. You know what I'm saying? That's what the scriptures say. You know, you got the hand, even though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. But you know what I mean? You hand in hand with them, you're gonna die by the sword. Let's continue. Let's go to Isaiah. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Not only is one of the more expensive, and Malibu's going too as well, right? For the most part. The most expensive.
Salaki King.
Khan, go ahead.
Do you know if how far Compton is from the fires?
Say that again?
How far is Compton from the fires?
Let me see.
And did they get any fires over there?
I don't think so. I don't think so. You know.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Yabashim Shabbat.
Yabashim Shabbat. Yabashim Shabbat.
Shalom, shalom.
Shabbat shalom, family.
Yeah.
Shabbat, King.
Yeah, as y'all know, I basically lived in California for like 12 years. The fires never come to the hood. They never come nowhere near Compton, Long Beach, South Central, Inglewood. The fires, they already got fire over there with them gangs killing each other. As far as I want to say maybe Hollywood is about 30 minutes away from Compton with without traffic. With traffic, it can be like 45 minutes to an hour, maybe even over an hour, depending on traffic, but it's nowhere near. Long Beach, there's an area that burnt down real bad called Pacific Palisades. Pacific Palisades, like Chaasadyah was bringing out, a lot of Moab is being affected. Pacific Palisades is like a rich community of doctors, lawyers, professionals, businessmen, and even actors and celebrities. A lot of that got burnt down. That's maybe about 20, 25 minutes away from Long Beach, but the fires never come to the hood. And they're saying this is the worst fire in LA history, which they know the statistics or whatever, but I don't know. In that Thomas fire, I believe it was in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. It was called the Thomas fire. That fire was off the chain. Now that fire, we were seeing the ashes. Because I lived in Compton. Put your phones on mute. Put your phones on mute. Put your phones on mute. I lived in Compton for about 6 years. Yeah, about 6 years. And the only thing in Compton is niggas killing, Bloods and Crips killing each other. My part wasn't that bad. They had kind of cleaned. I was living like in this gated community. They kind of cleaned it up over there. It used to be hood, but they cleaned it up. And dudes would come over there fake punking, trying to still bang, but it was not like it was in years ago. But in 2017, in the morning, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, when you coming out to start your day, we would have the ashes. The ashes would be falling like damn snow. That's as close as the fire got, and you could smell it. You could smell the burnt, the burnt smell in the air and the ashes. But that's as close as the fires got to the hood, Compton and the hoods. The Most High he cursed our people with the gang banging, the poverty, those type of curses. But the weather and the natural disasters, that never really hit the hood, except for like Katrina and things of that nature. And in this fire, there's a well-to-do Negro community called Altadena. out in Cali. Altadena got hit, but there's a lot of well-to-do Negroes over there. And, you know, we know how a lot of times when our people are doing good, not all of them. Some people work hard and just want a better quality of life, but a lot of times Negroes, they start moving on up like the Jeffersons, and they get proud, and they get, you know, that's part of the curses of living amongst, you know, Negroes that are doing well. You know, they start getting proud and thinking, you know, not all of them, like I said, some of them work hard and just want a better quality of life, and they want to move to a better neighborhood and still be around their own people. But a lot of times, you know, it's borderline into that bougie spirit. So Altadena got burnt up real bad. And the crazy thing about it is, like Elder Terah brought out, it's a double standard, because Esau gonna get that money. They're gonna get that money one way or another. If the insurance company don't want to pay out, they're gonna find that way. But the black people in Altadena, I just got a report this morning I was reading, they had to set up GoFundMes. A lot of them had to set up GoFundMes because they know the government is not going to help them. Them Edomites, they're going to find a way to help them. They're going to take some of that money they send into Ukraine or whatever. But even with that, not to take away from what the elder is saying, but even with that, some of these Edomites are not getting help. Most High is cursing them too. They not going to get no help. So you're going to have more homelessness in LA now. So, but back to answering Shemaya's question, the fires are never really near the hood. And I would say the fires in any direction, there may be no more than 30 minutes to an hour away from Compton, Long Beach, Eaglewood, South Central, Watts, East LA, where Issachar's banging on each other. Those type of areas, the fires are around them. Because most of the hoods are like in the middle of LA. Downtown Hollywood and all that, that's like the outskirts. So it's basically like Jake is in the middle, gang banging on each other, and Esau is burning up, and certain maybe well-to-do Negro neighborhoods are burning up all around them. I land on that. Kwame Shada.
Kwame Shada.
15 minutes, Chaasadyah.
Khan.
All right, Khan.
All right, so, all right, Khan. Okay. So, let's continue on. Let's talk about President-elect Donald J. Trump, convicted felon, 34 felonies. You know anybody else has 34 felonies? Neither do I. I don't think John Gotti had 34 felonies, but let's continue. Let's bring that out. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
So, you know, I don't have to read the scriptures. I don't have to follow the law, statutes, commandments written in the Bible. I don't have to do any of that, because Donald J. Trump is going to be president. He's going to make everything right. He's going to make America great again. He's going to go and invade Greenland, and now we're going to be I can just go to Greenland for vacation because we took that over militarily. You know what I mean? I don't have to need a passport or anything to go to Canada because he took over Canada. Canada's now part of the United States. Panama, I go down to Panama if I want to, because Donald J. Trump said he's going to take that over. He sounds like a 34 convicted felon. Like, you just, before you even get in the door, you stealing stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's not yours. And people think he's joking. He's like, nah, I'm getting Greenland. He sent his son over there to scope it out. You know what I'm saying? On some mafioso type time. Like, go over there to Greenland, see what it looks like, and come back. You know what I'm saying? The people in Greenland, or the I guess it's like the prime minister or whatever, is like, it's from the province of Denmark, right? That prime minister is like, there's no way you're taking Greenland. He's like, who's gonna stop me? You got nuclear missiles? How much is your standing army? Your standing army, I provide. You know what I'm saying? NATO, American dollars go to NATO. NATO's not paying for nothing. It's us. It's off the backs of what, 40 million so-called black men and women that have to work from sun up to sundown, that live in the worst conditions, that their tax dollars immediately go out to NATO and missiles going to Ukraine and Israel. You know, the other countries don't have to bother with that. You know, but it's all on us. So he's saying, I got the niggas. That's what he's saying. I got God's jewelry. I could do whatever I want. I want Greenland. This man is a stone cold felon. Watch this. And then gonna say, and then you get you might be carrying a gun without a license, right? You get arrested. You can't get a job nowhere. This nigga got 34 felonies. And he is the president of the United States of America in what? What's today? 9 days? America is finished.
President-elect Donald Trump and this morning's sentencing in his hush money case. At a hearing just moments ago in Manhattan Supreme Court, New York Judge Juan Merchan issued his decision. The sentence, unconditional discharge covering all 34 counts. Here's what that means. No prison time, no fine. As expected, this is the most lenient sentence possible. Mr. Trump was not there in person, but he did appear virtually on a live stream into the court just before the sentence was handed down, calling this, in his words, a very terrible experience. The proceedings were not on camera, but there is audio. You are looking at a still image from inside the courtroom. We do expect to see the audio released later on this morning. Remember, Mr. Trump was convicted last May on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in what prosecutors said was an attempt to cover up a $130,000 hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Again, this morning, Mr. Trump has denied any wrongdoing.
And, you know, not for nothing, right? You know, what did he get those felonies for? He's paying off porn stars. This place is finished. Let's continue.
And now, a milestone, one that makes history. The president-elect is now officially a convicted felon 10 days before his inauguration. Let's get right to NBC News senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett. So, Laura, explain Judge Merchan's reasoning here and what it means for the president-elect.
Hallie, another historic first for Donald Trump, now a free man, but a convicted felon. The judge just making it official minutes ago, explaining the reasoning for this is not that the facts have changed, not that the law has changed, but his status has changed. Now is the president-elect, as you say, just 10 days from being sworn into office. He decided that he could not give him any prison time here. He was facing up to 4 years in prison. And Hallie, that was always a long shot, given that these were low-level felonies. That the judge made clear, given all the facts and circumstances here, prison was not on the table. He acknowledged it was an unusual circumstance, that he had previewed that sentence ahead of time, but he also acknowledged all the ways in which, when the doors closed to that courtroom, this was an ordinary case. There were opening statements, the jury deliberated, and they reached a verdict. The prosecutors spent a lot of time walking through what they called Mr. Trump's attacks on the rule of law, while we heard for the first time from the president-elect himself, speaking there virtually from Mar-a-Lago, calling it a terrible setback for the state of New York. Hallie.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and
Chaasadyah. Okay, let's go to... I was like my incense. Let's go to verse 2. I mean, Isaiah 30, verse 2.
Come, verse 2. They'll walk to go down into Egypt and have not access at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
You know, we remember you was president. I got stimulus checks, money everywhere. I don't remember that. Yeah, I remember the stimulus check. I don't remember any money anywhere. I don't remember anything changing in my life. But I'll let you be great. You know, Most High says, don't trust in these people. Okay, trust in me. Go ahead, read verse 3.
3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Yeah, Chaasadyah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's nowhere in hell $1,400 changed your life.
God.
By the time you pay some damn bills, man, and a lot of that money, man, they came back for it. People had to pay it back in taxes and this and that. You know what I'm saying? You thought your tax return was going to be nice and fat 2022, and they came back and snatched it. So $1,400 ain't changed nobody's life, man. Them damn bills sucked that up real quick, and you was finished. Like, go ahead, King Salakia.
Topped off the gas at the gas station, gas pump. You know what I'm saying? Got a haircut, you know, maybe a large pizza this time, and that joint's gone, you know? So I missed all that. I don't know where I was. But yeah, people trusting in Egypt, thinking he's gonna make America great again. And he's saying, I'm gonna get all these immigrants out of here and this, that, and the third. But he's starting with Esau. He said, look, Trudeau, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? He started with Gavin Newsom, like, yo, you should retire, you should resign. He said, I'm taking over Canada. He said, I'm taking over Greenland. This devil's getting at the devils. Can't be mad at that, you know. All praise to the Most High. Okay. Now let's get 1 Kings chapter 21 and 24.
Salakia, and Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
It's also that he's in competition with the other world leaders. The way Putin want to take Ukraine, and Xi Jinping want to take Taiwan. And he said, "Hey, I'm gonna just snatch up Canada." What? You know what I'm saying? I'm a double down. I'm gonna snatch up Canada and Greenland. Well, what? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna show you I'm more gangster. You know, so it's crazy when you look at it, man.
God. Excellent point. You know, he's looking at his legacy. You know what I'm saying? He looks at the other legacies, like look how Mussolini was able to do this, and you know, Hitler was able to do that. You know what I mean? He looks up to those dictators, you know. So yeah, he's looking at his legacy, and everybody's looking at him like, hold up, I thought we was on the same team. Nope. Trump ain't got no friends. All right. Let's bring that out. 1 Kings 21 and 24. Something that happened in Philadelphia today. That's pretty crazy. You know, it's what do you call judgment? But let's talk about it. Khan, you can bring that out.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 21, verse 24. Him that dieth of Ahab in the city of the dogs shall eat, and him that dieth in the field shall the fowls of the air eat.
Khan. So let me so I can find this. Here it is. Guy got eaten by dogs. It's cold outside, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's a perfect temperature for someone to get eaten by dogs anywhere, but damn it, it's like 10 degrees outside. You don't want to bump your toe on the ground, let alone have 5 dogs tear your flesh off. But that's what happened to Philadelphia. Let's watch.
Fred, police tell us that it was a total of 5 dogs that were involved and that they were able to secure 2 of those dogs, and they're still looking now for 3, which they've described as dangerous. I want to show you that right here in the intersection of Greenland and Chamonix, the police is present. They have this area blocked off because this is where they are focusing this search. Right over here to my right in this wooded areas where we've seen some of the officials coming in and out. Now, this all started after 2 a.m. after police responded to a call for vicious dogs in the area of 3600 Chamonix Drive. At the scene, you can see police patrol vehicles blocking the road at Fairmount Park. Hours later, the incident, what seems to be possibly the victim's gloves and shoes, are still laying in the middle of the street. Authorities tell us that when the police arrived, an officer saw a pack of pit bulls on the highway and immediately called the Philadelphia ACCT Animal Care and Control Team. According to the report, they attempted to contain the dogs, but one of the dogs attacked an ACCT officer. Then another canine charged in the direction of the police officer. The officer discharged his weapon, one time missing the dog, but dispersing the rest of the pack into the woods. They were able to secure one of the pit bulls. Then around 6:30 in the morning, police say another report for a dog attack came in. This time, 2 males, a 60-year-old and a 61-year-old, were attacked just down the street from where the first incident happened. The 61-year-old victim was rushed to Presbyterian Hospital, where according to the police, he was placed in critical condition. Now, ACCT and the Philadelphia police are working together. They have traps set up to attract the dogs and capture them. They say they will be working all night until they catch the remaining 3 pit bulls on the loose.
This is scary. We absolutely understand this is scary, but this is an isolated incident. And this is something where, once we get these dogs, it will be safe again. So we're going to get the dogs. If you're walking a dog and you happen to see a dog coming towards you, what we always suggest is get up on higher ground if you can.
This is definitely the area that people do not want to be in. Police is urging the public to stay away from this area until they conclude their search and they're able to secure those other 3 pit bulls that they are looking for. That's all that I have for you guys live from Fairmount Park. Shair Arias, NBC 10 News.
Okay, so them dogs are living outside. Them some hard dogs, you know what I'm saying? It's 10 degrees outside. But just one more thing. I'm gonna turn it over to the elder. If I could get this, I want to get let me find it first, y'all. I'll be real quick. The fog. That's what it looked like. What does the fog look like? Right? We've seen that. Here it is. We've seen the movie The Fog, where the mist, right? Where or at least you've seen the clip. If you're an Israelite, I'm sure you've seen it, where she says, all this talk of a modern God or no God. There is one God, the God of the Israelites. And he's a stern and vengeful God. And we've been mocking him far too long. And she's like, shut up, lady. He's like, well, go out there. Go out there if you're not afraid. Little Normie was first. You know what I'm saying? That line's crazy. But he's talking about the God of the Israelites. So let's look at this fog before, you know what I mean, turn over to the elder. Check out this fog that's seen around the world. And people begin sick, as well. But let's watch it.
Freaky fog. Here we go. You guys are going to see more of this freaky fog phenomenon from various locations. These videos have narration. Here we go.
Look at it blowing on the wind. Look at it blowing. You see it?
Yes, I do. You know what we got idea? We should open the gate, go out for a bit, then first. What the heck are we looking at?
I don't know, but that's kind of weird. Look at that.
It's the car right now.
Look at that.
So I saw this earlier. I saw like
I didn't see
the
it.
gas station. It just was over there though. I didn't realize we were gonna reach this entire. Look at the tree with the palm tree right here.
Oh yeah. And look at this right here.
I can't stand what you're talking about. I'm not even. Oh my God, it's coming closer. By the way.
Look at this.
It's not seeing anything.
Yeah, see, that's not a good thing. Yeah, you shouldn't be driving fast like this. The visibility that low?
Yeah, you're gonna hit a donkey. We're not gonna like it.
Let's get Isaiah 14 and 26. We're going to close out with that. I think there's another video with the fog. I'm going to speed it up because just to let you know it's not just one spot.
Let's come closer, by the way.
Here we go. Yeah.
Not. Yo, that has never happened. That has never happened. Look at it. No, it's because of that. Nope. Look, it's not. Now the fog is starting to, the chopper, I just heard the chopper. Look at that. There is no way that is normal. Do you not?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And this before the wildfires. So this isn't no ash coming from the wildfires. This is a prequel to that. Let's bring that out, Isaiah 14 and 26.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 26. This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth. And this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations.
Go ahead.
For the Lord of hosts has purposed, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back?
It's not stopping. Do you know what I'm saying? Who has the power to stop this? Who has the power to tell the Most High to cut it not cut it out, but you know what I mean? To have mercy, right? Who has the power to do anything like that? And anybody on the earth that is doing what the Most High requires, who would actually come out their mouth and say, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this prophecy going on. Can you please stop? Nobody, hopefully nobody on this call or watching this video, you know? So law-abiding Israelites are asking the Most High to send a strong wind, you know? Like a Malcolm X video, you know? Not saying, he's saying, you know, oh, our house is burning down, boss. You know, nobody's saying that. We're asking for a strong wind. Burn down Brentwood. You know, OJ ain't do it. OJ was found not guilty. Shout out to OJ, you know, but he ain't here no more. But that's all I got. Hopefully, it was edifying. You understand that the world's coming to an end. Esau's world is collapsing. Our world is going up. So, you know, let him get judged and enjoy all the amazing things that you're seeing that the Most High is showing us. You know, it's probably going to get bad. You know, as scripture says, it's going to get bad. But as you can see, you know, the Most High is protecting you now. Most High willing to continue to protect you as long as you keep his law, statutes, commandments, and stay focused. All right. Home Yashala. Elder, you available? Yeah. All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Also, anybody available to read if you have anything you want to bring out? Anybody could read. I know Dietrich's been reading for the most half of the morning. So if anybody else could step it up.
I'll read.
All praises.
All right. Chaasadyah, go out on the YouTube and come back in and title the class, Woe to the Slanderous Tongue.